Slight change in the shift of policies for the IDAN. So, since we are finding it difficult to bring in investors into Nagaland, we want to build up our own homegrown entrepreneurs, Naga boys and girls, to start enterprise and entrepreneurship. And that's how we are busy. You know, there are 3-4 exercises that we have already initiated. Women entrepreneurship is one, and another is export import, this training and all that is going on. But over and above that, we want to select boys and girls to let them interact and interface with colleges and universities outside in India, so that they go into proper, they get proper education, they have proper set of thinking processes. Our local boys and girls don't have, maybe people in Kohima, Dimapur, they may be knowing few institutions here and there. But many don't know where to go for studies, how to go for studies and all that. So with that in mind, we are having a education, we call it the Edu Connect. Connection between the students over here and then between the institutions from outside the state. So far, about 30-40 institutions have already confirmed, and we are trying to get more institutions to come join the group. And these people who have this thing will be setting up stalls. It will be just like a kind of a fair. We'll be setting up stalls, and we want your help to get the students to come here. We are writing to the institutions. We've just finished a meeting with the concerned departments. Education department was here, higher education was here, technical education, forest and all these departments were here. So the departments also striving to get their participation, and also we want to get the participation of students from outside the other districts like Mong, Kinsang and other outlying areas. So we want a lot of participation of the students to find out, to know more about the educational institutions and what kind of education they give. Many of the students which are going to pass class 11 and 12, or maybe even 10, they may like to get to know some institutions so that they can start preparing for those things. That is one of the purposes of this, to give the student exposure to the educational institutions and get it connected. The other area is there are many educational institutions offering free education, which our students and our boys and girls don't know. There are many, especially the colleges which are vocational, having vocational education. They are able to connect with the banks, and then they can help the students to avail educational loans, which many of our Naga boys and girls don't know. So these are the things we want to connect and then to tie up with this Education Connect there. And as I've mentioned, about 40 institutions have so far confirmed. We have a long list of institutions, and I think it will be a profitable affair for our students to have a connection. So we are requesting the press and the fraternity to kindly give a lot of publicity. Unfortunately, we don't have much time. We have another big conclave coming up. That is, I'm just giving a hint, a CSR conclave, a corporate social responsibility conclave, end of the month, May. Whereas this we are wanting to have on the 10th and 11th of this May. So a little bit of a shortfall of time is there, and we would like a quick publicity about this matter. We will also give an invitation and advertisement to the newspapers, but just to give a little exposure to the people and then to give let the people be interested. We thought that we should have a press conference to spread the message in the news.
Sir, earlier you have mentioned that you are finding it difficult to bring investors. So, what are the main constraints or what are the main problems that investors are not able to respond?
Basic reason one, Article 371A. The land cannot be transferred to outsiders. So a person, let's say, who wants to invest a few crores or a few hundred crores to open up industries or these things, if he doesn't have a land ownership, I find it very difficult for him to decide to invest that much money. The other issue is our law and order situation, the insurgency, don't know when they are fighting or take place or killing. But there are many people who have come in here, but that we invited them. Only when they have come here, they know that Nagaland is accessible. Otherwise, even from South India, Western Europe, they still think Nagaland is full of headhunting insurgents, and then they were scared to come. So these are the constraints. And then, of course, there are other reasons. The investors, they look for skilled manpower, for a specific. Now the skilled manpower is not available unless the industries start. It will take 4 or 5 years for the skilled manpower to be made available. That is one. Number 4. When an industrialist wants to start up industry here in Naga, he would like to bring his own people to help out and then get the industries going. We don't much favor outsiders coming and working here. I mean, you all know the situation. So if a person say wanting to set up a huge industry, maybe involving 100, 200 crores, the kind of people that he'd like to bring in here, he can't do it. So these 3-4 reasons are there by which investors don't come to Naga. They are not prepared to come to Naga. So we are depending only on the government of India to give money to us, and that's all. That the whole Nagaland's economy is being run on the government of India financing. Maybe a few retailers, and then a few these Kalamal and all the things are there, but that's hardly an industry. That's why we are aware that the investors coming into Nagaland is a far cry. Unless we change a lot of things which I don't see in the near future. Outside workers to work in Nagaland. I mean, it is all a lot of constraints.
This clear with you.
Here.
What is it going to be also?
The education
Connect.
Education Connect, Edu Connect,
Edu Connect.
that will be held on the 10th and 11th of May. 10th and 11th of May.
So the institutions that should be visited, they are mostly from which cities?
No, from all over. Say some are, Punjab, Rajasthan, Lucknow, Dehradun, and then down up to South India, Bangalore, Chennai, and all over the country. We are trying to connect with them. Not yet confirmed, so I cannot give you the list, but maybe when we have the second conference, if you don't mind, we will call you again. So I'll be able to give you all the confirmed list of institutions.
Sir, at times like this, I think to ensure if a college or an institution is authentic or genuine like that, is also one concern. So are we taking care of that as well?
Yes. That's very important thing. So we have a partnership with an institution called NEEC. Northeast
Educational
Council. They are an NGO which is working outside, and then they are confirming the authenticity of the institution, and then they are doing it. Then side by side we will have a seminar to talk about the problems of education. Globally, the systems of education are changing. I think we know about that. Instead of the old 3R, read, write, and arithmetic education, memorization system of education, the digital and other medias, those education systems are coming now. So worldwide, there's a change in system of education. And then the premium is being paid on creativity, on, I mean, I'm not an educationist, but this is what I gleaned from whatever I've been reading. So, on the creative thinking, and then so the curriculums of the schools are changing, and so also in higher education, there's a quantum change in the approaches of, say, instead of the BA, political science and all that kind of, which was the subjects when I was studying, these days there's a massive change. We have artificial intelligence, AI. Naga is not on that so far. We have global climate change. How much the climate change is going to affect foods, if just for example the food system. 3% variation in the climate, temperature increase is expected to cause about 17% change in rainfall patterns, which will affect the 23% in food grain production. I mean, these are, assessment I think made by. So the food grain production out there in Punjab and UP affected means ultimately who will suffer? We people. Well, they will not send the food here and let the children to be starved. So this kind of climate change effects are being seriously studied, and that's what we want to bring home to our people. And like we said, investors want to invest in schools are very few. So in this kind of education connect, it's not only the students getting exposed to the kind of education which is at the level elsewhere in the world, but also we want to bring in people who would like to start up universities or colleges here. For example, we are not focusing very much on veterinary. Other parts of India, pigs, Muslims don't like, beef, Hindus don't like, but in Nagaland and Northeast, these such sensibilities are not there. So we could have focused a lot on veterinary science, which would be a strong point. We don't have a veterinary college or a university in Nagaland still. So this kind of education policies have to be, streamlined. Actually, it's not the work of IDAN, but we have come in touch with them, so we want a connection with them. And then from next year or the year after, we'll hand over this educational connect to education department or technical or other education departments. But we're going to hand over. We're doing this in partnership, helping them. But once we've helped them from next year and year after onwards, we're going to hand it over to the concerned departments. But we have always these policy matters and issues in mind by which we are